So it seems like every time I start plotting stuff in Matlab, I discover something new. And I don't know if it's that I didn't know this, or I forgot about it, or I feel like I haven't really talked about it like I should have. But just basically the idea about like whenever you're plotting stuff, so I just did something here where I was generating numbers on a random, really I should say normal generator. So they should be like bell plot, bell curvy thing. They won't look that way, but it'll be fine. Um, but just the idea being, so see, if I've got three sets of data like this, and I just ask it to plot that three sets of data, it will just plot three individual sets of data. So that first set of data, at starting at negative, basically negative zero point 0.5, so that's that first one. If you want to plot them with their little lines, I can do. I know that in theory you can do this now with the fanciness and more, but I'm just doing it like that. So there you see the, yeah, because I'm making them all blue. Is that better? No, I think they're all going to be the same color now. Oh, there we go. Okay. So I've got option 3 is this dude, 1, negative 1.8. So that's negative 1.8. Okay, so now I can see all the little points and click on them. So there's that point there, this one. Okay, so basically the idea is if I have a 3-dimensional matrix or a 4-dimensional matrix or a 5-dimensional matrix, it's going to plot all of those, and I think it's just going to get mad that I haven't labeled, or it's just going to ignore the fact that I haven't labeled the rest of those there. And it's going to automatically index everything from 1 to 10, just because there's 10 of them. That's just how many I generated, so it's automatically going to index them at 1 to 10. If for some reason I wanted the first column, or the first, so all rows first column to be the X, and then for the Y-axis I wanted the all rows second through fourth columns, I think I can do that. Yeah, and so now these are all at random locations because I've got the random number doing the indexing. So the first point is at negative 2, because that's where the negative 2 is. And then the next point is at the same negative 2. And does that kind of make sense? Like basically, I can go in here and 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could have gone to 5. I did not go to 5 on purpose. So basically the idea is you can, if you want, say, the first one for some reason to be your x-axis, you can do that, but you can use just a matrix to plot. Now that looks kind of silly. I did a similar one with histograms. I don't know that it's that much better, but I just want to show you, just so you can kind of see. So basically I have a matrix where I stored like the frequencies, and that's just what this is doing, is it's making histograms and counting, and I stored the frequencies. And there's 3 different bar graphs, so you can see the 3 different attempts at making a normal distribution, and you could compare them and be like, these are great. Something I want to show you that I thought was kind of cool is I was playing around with these text displays. So you can run basically like, so I'm going to just make a really simple sine function. Sine, come here girl, sine. Okay, so what I did here is kind of cool because you can't really see that the way I want you to. So what I did is I asked, well, where's the maximum value and where's the maximum position? And then, here, I'm going to take this one out so you don't have to worry about it. I said, okay, so come here, plot, plot, plot. You going to plot this for me, sweetie? Maybe, maybe. X equals 5. Okay, so you're there. Now you're going to plot this for me. Oh, it's over here. I didn't actually close it. Let's try it again. Okay, so I plotted my sine function, and then I said I want you to find where y is at a max, but find the maximum value and the position. So it's funny because this is actually the y and this is the x, right? Whenever you're doing normally, you know, we'd want it to be x, y, but that's just the way that the max function comes out, is it's giving me the f of x, right? And then this is the position x. So what I actually did is I said, oh, okay, we'll go put in x in that position at the location of the max value, say, oh, this is what the max value is. Does that make sense? If you're like, I don't like that at all, let me make it a little bit simpler. I could go in and I can just say, put this at point 0, 0, there. And then it just says the max value is 1, but it puts it at point 0, 0. I could put it at 0, 1, and goes up. What if I put it at 1, 0? Okay, so that's literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now it's all the way, you can't see it anymore, but it went all the way over here. And it's 0, so I could go, you know, if I wanted to manually put it in the center, there we go, so 3, 0. But I kind of like the idea of putting it where it is, so that's why I like putting it in the max position at the max value. You know, I could do something similar with like a min, or if I change this to cosine, just so you know I'm not making stuff up. See, there's the max value. Now it's just finding the first max value. It's not labeling it the second time, because that's just how I'm doing it. It's just finding the first max value. And this is just because it's doing that thing where it's not actually going up to infinity. So this isn't a beautiful, particularly lovely thing, but you know, it's just something to play around with. It's kind of a neat little idea. There's also something called annotation, where you can actually draw a text box. So this is weird. Okay, so this text box is like your x and y percent position, I guess, if you want to say it. Like it's halfway up and halfway over, and then the 0.1 in here, let me do help annotation because it's just kind of guessing here. Annotation, line type, x and y, shape type, name, values, line type, x and y, beginning x coordinate, beginning y coordinate. Oh gosh, maybe this is what it's doing, or maybe it's not what I thought it was doing, because that's clearly not how this is happening. What I think, oh yeah, sorry, text box is a line type, and then it's doing x and y, and I'll bet you the next thing is the dimensions. So x, y, dimensions, size of location, 2-element vector, beginning to end here. I'll show you what I think it's doing. Here, I'll just run it and then we'll play. Okay, so it says sine wave, and see how sine wave is right here? It's like halfway up and halfway over. And let's see what happens if I make these bigger. Oh, let me close it. Okay, so that made it go up. Okay, this is the kind of thing that I just, you know, end up having to play with. 0.5, 0.75, I don't know what this is doing. Whoa, now it's way up here. Okay, maybe if I hover over. Come here, girl. What am I doing here? X and Y. Do I have to help annotation again? I don't know. I thought I knew what I was doing. Let's look for the documentation, because this is clearly more complicated than I want it to be. Whee! Okay. So this just has, oh, okay. This is starting at the point 0.3, 0.5, ending at the point 0.6, 0.5, I guess. Ooh, that's weird. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna go with, that makes a box, because it goes to 0.2 to something. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, this is why I don't understand what's going on. Okay, this is saying starting at 0.3, 0.6, and ending at 0.5, 0.5. Okay. So if I want this number, okay, this is going to be fun. We're going to learn something here. So I want the stupid sine wave to start at, say, 0.1.1. So would that be 0.1.1? What does that do? We'll just see what that does. Does that make it start? 0.1.1 is way up here, apparently. Okay. Well, what happens if I change this number? 0.3, 0.3? Oh. Well, heck, I have no idea what's going on. Okay, I got desperate. I went to ChatGPT, and I was right. This was the original location, and then it was all these percentages, but then I had apparently fit to box text on, and then it all messed up. So if I took this fit to text box off, and this is where I'm going with my next thing. So there, see how the box is giant now. So all this to be said, this is a terrible way to do this, right? Very unpleasant. Nobody likes this. Makes everybody sad. We have to go to ChatGPT to figure out what it's doing. So this is not how we want to do things. The one way is fine. This is garbage. So here's what I want to do instead. And I'm going to go back to this picture because I think it's funner. So what I want to do is I'm going to run this. And now I'm going to type in here plottools. Is it 2 words, 1 word? I guess I'll find out. Thank you. Now what? Let's try 2 words. Plottools? No. Plottools. And then there should be a plotty thing somewhere. Here, let's do it here. I don't have to worry about it. Come here, girl. Oh, dang it. I have it over here on the side again. Okay, I'm going to undock this whole thing. Whoa. Okay, here we go. Now I know what's happening. Too many things. Okay, so plottools. Here we go. This is awesome. Okay, so I've got this plot that I just did, and I don't want to have to mess with all these stupid things, so I'm going to go to Insert and I guess a text box, and I'm just going to draw it, and I'm going to go, this is better. And I'm going to, fix this to be the way I want it to be. Look, this is better, guys. And I didn't actually label these because I wasn't paying attention. So I'm going to change this color to red. And I'm going to change this color to yellow. And I'm going to change, now I feel like I'm in Excel. I'm going to change this color to purple. And I think I can just come in here and I can call this fancy pants, or data 1, and I can call this one data 2, and I can call this one data 3, and I'm assuming I can also mess with the sources down here. And now I want to have can I not have any linear scale, x-axis location at the bottom, ticks I like, axis label. What were these? These were histogram bins. Oh, look at that. And then pretty histogram plot. And then the y-axis, I'm going to name something. Oh, y-axis. Count. And, ooh, I'm going to draw a line that says, or an arrow that says, this is better. I don't know why it's better. I'm just pretending it's better. And then just for no reason whatsoever, I'm going to color my figure blue. Okay, so I've played with this graph and I like it, but I want to make it every single time. So what I can do now, and I think this is really the cool part, is so I've done all this stuff and I've just proven that I am never, ever, ever going to get this text box in the right place ever again. I'm going to right click this and I'm going to say show code. Okay, so do you see this thing that says create figure? Okay, so what it has done, it has just taken everything that I did and turned it into this figure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this create, I'm going to change it to my special blue figure. Okay, oops. And I'm going to save it as a function called my special blue figure. Okay, and so now over here on the left, I have eventually, why aren't you showing up? Come on, chicken. There we go. Create my special blue figure. And so now what I can do is, instead of plotting this bar A with all these plot tools, instead of actually plotting it, once I have my data, I can say create my special blue figure with the data A. And I'll go ahead and exit out of this so you know I'm not saving it anymore. So I'm going to run this. And now it runs, and you see this is definitely different data, right, than I had a second ago. So that's really cool. So the neat thing about plot tools is it will auto-generate all of your pretty stuff that you might want to do, so that you can create the same. Now, I mean, because hardcore programmer me wants to be like, but you should just code all this from base principles, and I know, but I know you're also not going to do it. And also, I just proved to you that even I got tired of that stupid text box thingy. So anyway, this is just a really cool little thing that you can do with plotting, and I super duper like it, and I hope you have fun with it.